Kennisburg. My company is Black Series Edition LLC. So did some wall mapping. Looks like we're going to be retaping the wall. We can go bigger, much bigger. So basically this right here is my 720p NEC projector. I can easily expand this out way beyond 155 inches easily. So with that being said, we're probably going to do the tape a different way. I'm probably just going to paint the entire wall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically take the tape out, take all this out. I thought that was going to be the size we're going for. And might as well just do the whole wall. Because again, with the black technology, we don't have to worry about borders because the screen itself is designed to basically, it's borderless. The borderless technology is black. So we're just going to paint the entire wall. We'll figure it out from there on how big we can go. Or I can go this big, usually on the P2, that's not P2, but the NEC projectors. The NEC projectors, we can get them at 150 inches with no problem. At the P2, we can easily get the whole entire wall with no problem. That's a 4K laser projector. That's a cakewalk. A lot of people saying, well, how can you do? We do it at 720p easily. I can do it at 1080p outside at 140. So not hard to do. When you use black technology, that's one of the things you don't have to worry about. If you're using a gray or if you're using a white screen, one of the problems you're going to have is the picture quality is going to deteriorate like crazy, and you're just not going to be able to pull that image. Star-filled screensaver. Now see, if I wanted to pull a star field, I couldn't pull a star field on a gray screen, and I definitely can't do it on a white screen. Not over 100, not even 150. You can't even do it on 100 inch because, again, as I said before, it can't see the contrast. So there's no point in me trying to do 150 inch on a P2. It's not going to be able to see it at all. Period. Only the black technology can pick it up. This is why black screens can only do black technology, darker technology can do screen sizes over the projector's capability or requirements because you're not going to lose any detail, no depth to the image. And this is technology. Again, our technology today, I don't know about anybody else, but our technology is ambient light projection technology. So we don't have to worry about that. So this is why we can expand at 150 inches with no problem. And over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to paint after the frog tape, which makes it easier because I don't have to worry about having the tape straight. I just basically just have to paint the wall. That's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, let me see, because my stand is going to hit here at the bottom. So I'm probably just going to paint the entire wall black. Stand is probably going to hit the bottom where the wall is going to be at, and then the P2 will fit there, and then we can hit whatever we want because, again, we have an all black surface and all black screen, and border is just not going to be a problem. So I'm going to be taking this out because we can literally get the size of the entire wall. And the frog tape is definitely going to be in the way for the size of our screen. The bottom hit, yeah, we're going to take the whole wall. Might as well do the whole wall. So I'm just going to get some frog tape. And then again. Where's the frog tape though? But literally should have did this before I should have just painted the whole wall. That's what I should have did. It'd have been much easier. Yeah, we're gonna do the whole wall. It's better off that way. Because the whole wall, I can basically choose different aspect ratio sizes, and then on that, we nail it either way. Whatever size we want, we can nail it either way with no problem. About does not. All right, so at least that gives me a better idea. I should have just basically taped it out for the whole wall. That's what I should have did. Because the tape on the side is about 2 inches wide, which means I'll lose screen. I'm shrinking my screen literally. So I should have just taped on the outside, painted the entire wall, be done with it, and then that way I don't have to worry about whatever size, if it's going, what size is going to fit in there. We're covered either way because the whole wall's painted. Judging by this projector, keep in mind, when you do a demonstration on long throws come out a little different than ultra short throws when it comes to the throw distance. And ultra short throw is going to expand a whole lot bigger because it's a lot closer. So you're really not going to get the correct measurements. The P2, we literally cannot go into Projector Central and get the measurements because the projector is not designed to do over 120 inches. Just like this projector we have here, we can't go get the schematics on it for a screen size of 150 because it's not designed for 150. That projector on the floor is designed for 80 inches only. The reason why, with our technology, why we can go outside that border is because the screen is black. That's why I try to explain to people. Black screens give you more detail, they give you more depth, you're not going to lose any of that. Even when you pull it back, if your picture quality starts to deteriorate, the screen is black. It's going to be to maintain the image. When you're dealing with gray and white screens, they don't have that capability. They have a hard enough time pulling up in fully lit environments, as we've seen in demonstrations, at 100 to 120. So to expand them outside their max zone is going to give the screen a deterioration issue. This is what I tell you, with black technology, that whole theory about people talking about, oh, I bought the projector because it gives me 150 inches. You don't need to bother with that nonsense. So when I get the P2, our screen size is going to be massive. We're going to be way outside the comfort zone of that technology. Keep in mind, we do this at 720p projectors. So at 720p projectors, if we can pick up that easy, especially on 1080p projectors outside, what do you think we can do with a laser 4K projector? My goodness, that's like giving someone the ability to have cars that run off water. Yeah, we can go way beyond that. That's we're not even used to using projectors like that. I'm like, gee, from here, 15K. What do you want to do with it? 15K? Yeah, because we're not used to being around. We're used to using the bottom dollar screen, the low end projectors that we're used to using at the end of the day. So if our technology looks that good, imagine what it looks like on a 4K projector. Oh, we already did that already. I forgot. We had the dedicated 4K, which I have to put a demonstration on the demo page of us on a PX747. That's why I decided when we did the side-by-side of the 720p versus the 4K versus 4K versus 720p. That's when I sat there in camera and said, can't tell one from the other. I'm never buying a 4K again. Only reason why I'm purchasing the P2, there's only one reason why I'm purchasing. I'm a purchase for its performance. I couldn't care less if it's 4K because we don't need it. Purchasing that projector for the simple fact to show people at the end of the day that 2 million to 1 contrast, you are not seeing it. That's why we're going to have a gray screen up there. Actually, I might use that screen projector for a showroom. We're going to have a gray screen set up in there, and we're going to have a white screen. We're going to put the P2 up there and see if you're really getting your 2 million to 1 contrast. And to show you why it's completely useless, it's an option you will pay for, like I'm paying for right now, that I will never use. What is 2 million to 1 contrast going to do for me on a black screen? Nothing. Nothing at all. Not one thing. All right, let me get my perishables. Put away my perishables. I got the perishables. Your perishables. We'll get your perishables. Your perishables. There you go, water. You do. Just keep jacking up your water, man. You should get food and your water didn't. Why? You're a weird, weird cat. I tell you, a weird cat. I've never had a cat. Literally. Jack is food every day. The rest of my training equipment comes in today, which I'm happy about. So since I'm going back into training and going back to my rituals, I love how people sit there and say, oh, you're a little overweight. Let me tell you something. I've been training since young. So I know how to do that discipline at the end of the day. 1 meal a day, that's it. When I was in training, that's all I ate. 1 meal a day, and that's it. You don't need to eat all that junk food in the middle of the night. Chips and snacks and all that crap. That stuff eventually will kill you. So, and out of my ideal weight yet, before I got sick, I was a whopping 250 pounds. I'm about 220 now. So my training equipment comes in, order my Makawaki, a couple of heavy bags. I finally found a school up here I can go to, get trained by a personal trainer. I can finish my training because my trainer long died. He passed away. So I'll be going back into that. They got some nice trails up here, which I plan to be doing a lot of hiking, stuff like that up in that area up in there. And I got hunting license renewed. So I'm gonna go down and pick up my the day I pick up the boys. I got myself 2 MK12s. I got a real nice one too. I got the extended high capacity rounds, and I got myself suppressors. You can get suppressors for them too. So yeah, you got a hunting buddy. I found a hunting buddy in here too. Go over the top, he hunts, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna lay the land that much, so that'd be nice. So that's what I'm gonna be at. And then getting in shape for the summertime. It's gonna be t-shirt weather pretty soon. That's why I need to get out of that house. The house was killing me. I realized the difference between here and there. Gee whiz, like, yeah, I had to get out of that situation. Here I'm around people all the time, getting out, doing things. Right now, today I'm on me out today. I got to drop y'all packages off. I'm going down to a little coffee shop. I saw them have some nice tea and some crumpets. So I think get something to eat real quick and chill out there. And I plan to be out and about all this summer, especially roller coaster city. Let's get this done. So we got things to do today. Get murdered on the murder table. Stop that move a little bit. Thank the Lord will bless me to get up in the morning. Don't hop off in the door. Go all the way down. A lot of people are going to say, oh, you're a Christian. You're not supposed to carry firearms. Are you kidding me? You don't have firearms and be a Christian. What are you throwing something to people out there? Cut it out. Grow up. So what we're gonna do here is this is not gonna work. To be safe, I'm painting the whole wall. Just to be safe. Because we don't really know what the measurement. We know we can get a big screen out of the P2. That's definitely easy. We're talking about this projector right here. I gotta be way back a little farther to get 150 inch. I gotta be out somewhere between 4 to 5 feet. Just to get 150. Remind, this projector was designed to be in a whiteboard, so they weren't made to be on big screens. They're made to be on basically a screen size of 80 inches and up. So the P2 is designed to be at a much closer distance because it's designed to be a TV set-top box. With that being said, we don't need much room to pull it back to achieve the entire wall. So we won't even be that far back. We'll be much closer to the wall. And on top of that, with it being 3,000 lumens, a laser, we can do that. We can pick up at 1,000 lumens within 21 feet. We can pick up at 1,000 lumens. That's easy. We're kissing the screen at that. Now my big boy projector behind here, my Chrissy, I am going to be using that projector also. I like the Chrissy. I'm going to show you side by side a Chrissy. Chrissy's a very 505 unit that we have here is a very powerful unit, extremely powerful unit. I'm going to show you the 505 right next to a 4K laser. Guarantee you can't tell one from the other. I guarantee you won't be able to do it. It's going to blow your freaking mind. $500 versus the projector I'm going to pay $2,500 for. The projectors used to be $33. I've seen them now, they like about $2,000. At $2,000 or even $2,100, even at that price, if you're going out and buying one of those other projectors, you know, especially the one that costs $5,000, and that projector only has a 3,000 to 1 contrast. Are you kidding me? And you can get a projector for way under that. That's going to cost you, you know, you're gonna easy gain maybe about $3,000 at most, unless you get the black model, which I'm getting. They're going to charge me $500. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm paying for on that one. But anyway, you come off much better with the P2. It's like no one ever heard of them. When I talk to some of these customers, like, well, never. Are you kidding me? You ever heard of an Optima over that thing? I mean, we got a screen paint now that are supported that'll help people out with those projectors. These are for people basically along the line buy these projectors, and then later on they find out they can't do what they're supposed to do, and they're stuck to this white screen in these dark environments. But if you're out shopping, you don't know you haven't seen Optimas or Samsungs or LGs or Epsons or Sonys. You gotta, I wouldn't go with that calling call from those projectors claiming that 150 inch, and it doesn't even have native 4K. That's what makes it even worse. $5 grand for a projector with no native 4K. Oh, we definitely got to dig back into that. I really got to dig into those projectors. So that's the most disgusting thing I've ever saw. $5,000 for a projector, doesn't even have a native 4K, and doesn't have an accurate, doesn't have a 2 million to 1. There's something, that's a huge major red flag. The native 4K is a big enough red flag, but they guarantee that promise of 150 inches. You got to understand, if you're compressing, right, your max size is 150 inches. The compressing is designed to compress the pixels tighter to give you a more sharper and sharper and visual image, right? So your image looks sharper. If I take a projector and I pull it all the way back, and if I take it and I push it all the way up to a screen, the one up to the screen is going to pull this sharper and brighter image. The one far back it's going to be a little bit different. So the bottom line is, with you compressing those pixels, it's going to make it sharper. It's going to give it a more sharper image. It's going to be much more brighter. Now, how in the world? So I got in an argument with the guy over in Valva about that his projector. How in the world, at 150 inches, are you compressing? What are you compressing? Do you have a pixel generator in there, like on Star Trek, and go and ask for food and just regenerates? Do you have something like that in there that regenerates pixels? You don't even have enough for 4K. So where are you getting the extra pixels to be able to compress a 150-inch screen? If that's your max, you have to have pixels left over in order to compress. So at 100 inch, you would get your best compression. You get best compressed pixels. At 120, still good. But anywhere near the 150 mark, you're going to have some issues. That's why that screen they showed in there at 150 inches, he should have never walked over and said, oh, I know the image looks bad, looks kind of, he should have never said that in the presentation. Once we update the firmware. What the freak does the firmware have to do with, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's the dumb stuff I'm talking about. I'm not used to hearing on camera. What's the firmware got to do with all the contrast and all that? You can have updates to update your stuff all day long. As a matter of fact, let's put it in a better way for people to understand this. You can have an update on your PS5 or your graphic card that says that it can give you 8K, but you got a TV that runs in 720p. Guess what? Your TV is only going to read 720p. It's not going to give you 8K. You're not going to be able to pick that up. That's virtually impossible. You literally are going to have that particular TV in order to pick that up. That's the best way to put it. I got bust somebody's bubble at the end. A bunch of people just left. Yeah, I'm sorry, people who believe in that nonsense. That's not going to work. Okay? There's no way in the world. Who tried that nonsense? I think Xbox tried that nonsense about some 750p, some weird number they had in the day. They were compressing it to something 4K or something weird like that, or 1080p or something like that. Anyway, no. If you have 720p, you display 720p. That's all to it. If I'm using a 720p projector and I'm doing a side-by-side to a 4K projector and you can't tell one from the other, does that mean that the 720p is now 4K? No, it's still 720p. You just can't see the difference because the screen is giving it that ability. But is it native 720p, native 4K? No, it's not. It's still 720p at the end of the day. I wouldn't sit there and spend $3,000 for the machine that's 720p. I'd rather spend $3,000 for a machine that's actual 4K. So those projectors right there, yeah, they're a bust. And on top of that, I told you about how more and more of those projectors are going to start coming out with their own screens, which we're going to dig into that today. As a matter of fact, the $5,000 projector has its own set of screens. So that way, when the customer complains about the white screen or the light gray screen doesn't work too well, they got their own special toned surface that you can buy for an insane price. There you go. But getting back to what we're doing here, yeah, as you can see, the Starfield demonstration, how you can see it's picking up on our technology, but it's not picking up on the wall. This wall is gray, by the way. It's a nice tone of gray. As I said before, it will match a lot of gray screen paint products out there. So even at the size we're at with this projector, you still couldn't do it. And someone said, and anyone sits there and says that 2 million to 1, that you'll be to pick up a 100% black contrast level. No, that's not going to happen. A guy on YouTube actually went in and actually did the demonstration on that. He took a P2, put it against a regular gray wall, and tried to produce contrast, and it didn't even pull up. He couldn't even pull up his menu for the Fire Stick. Wouldn't even pull up. It came up gray. That doesn't work. If it did work, there'd be demonstrations all over YouTube of people showing off white screens pulling in 100% contrast. The internet be flooded with them. And since there's not, and since everybody who has that projector sits in the dark, that clearly shows you even has the problem with washing out with color. But on our end, we don't have to worry about that. So that's not my problem at the end of the day. On my end, basically, I have to tape off. I'm going to paint the entire wall. That's what's going to have to be done. Even though my stand is going to hit the bottom part of it too. Ooh, that's going to be interesting because we need the bottom part. Okay, so where we drop the stand in from here to here, we're going to have to still paint that half of the wall white because it has to be white. Everything there has to be white. Even under the stand has to be bone white. The reason why, because there's LED lights going in there. We need the UFO effect to reflect. And then the stand has clear pegs that attach here and here. And that's so when the neon goes off, the pegs look like they're invisible. It's like the stand's actually floating by itself because light's passing through it. You can't see the pegs. On top of that, my train has to run underneath there. I'm buying a train. Taco Express. Ain't that right, Taco Express? Woo-hoo! Taco Express. Excuse me. Yeah, we're getting the Taco Express. All right, so that's good to know. That's going to make that an absolute pain in the neck. If I got to go in there and I got to, if I got to go in there and I got to, yeah, I'm losing 2 inches on my screen with that. Should have did it on the outside, but I wasn't thinking. So I'll get some more frog tape and we'll do it from there. Yep, I picked my babies up. That's something come out. Well, you should be talking, man. Let me tell you something. Our technology is so advanced. I don't have to sit there and explain too much. I can just come here and go, voila. There we go. That's why I said this projector has a 4,000 to 1 contrast. 4,000 to 1 contrast. We can get a black level of 4,000 to 1 contrast. Let's see if a P2 can pick up on a gray screen at 2 million to 1 versus that projector on the floor. I told you, I'm willing to go in and bet you 100 grand. Gray screen, any white screen. If you feel you're seeing contrast, I'll put that projector right against this wall over here. As a matter of fact, I'll even buy myself a high grade gray screen paint. And I'll stick it right up against there. And let's see if that P2 in a fully lit environment can pick up that contrast up at 2 million to 1 versus my projector right there on our black technology. What I'm talking about, no agreement, word by mouth. You should know how Mr. Bird does business. We're not doing it that way. I'll have my attorney contact you. We'll sign a document, get it notarized and everything. So that way, if you decide that you don't want to pay up, I'll just take it to court and take it from you. So, if you got that much confidence, matter of fact, any company you got any confidence in, let me know. Don't see black. Ah, okay. screen back in. I gotta mount that projector to the mount. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be much easier to do than the ViewSonic. Gee whiz. I don't know how people mount projectors without lens shift. That is a freaking pain in the butt. You gotta freaking take the projector, you gotta put it up on a shelving system, especially if you're doing it by yourself. And you got it in line with the screen. Not lens shift. You can take that projector and go, don't even care where you stick it at, and just take it, boom, right in, you're done. That's it. I'm about to get a step finder. Definitely get a step finder for this one, because this is a really heavy projector. And that's the stand for it. I mean, the first one wasn't exactly too cheap, it wasn't cheap. All right. Got the quick shut off going on. I need my hoodie today, because I'll be out and about. Is it over here? No. Oh. This one. Yeah. Don't get electrocuted messing on the grill. You got Zoom? You want the window open? Come here. Let's open the windows, man. Got inspection to do today. Ooh, stop the window, man. Go ahead, go to the window, Joker. Get out of the way. I don't want you to move. Funny. Well, your zoomies in the morning. Extra zoomies. Extra zoomies in the morning. Give us your extra zoomies. Right around the house with a madman. Rah. Rah. Extra zoomies in the morning. Back here we get 150 inch. This one. What's the number? Right. Your extra zoomies in the morning. Your extra zoomies in the morning. Taco, you and your extra zoomies. Your extra zoomies. How in the world do you move so fast that your freaking legs, back legs catch up See your front legs, that's hilarious. It's a type of man. All right, so we're at the post office today. Customer's taken care of. It's reading. I'm going to test out the popcorn machine too. Once we get everything else settled in, go on the furniture store today. Can't get my sofa yet. We got to do this floor first, but at least I can put my down payment down on my sofa, so that way I'll have it. Because at least if I know it's mine, it's mine. So I'll get started on that. I'll tell you one thing. I love my baby sister to death, and I do. But she had to get out of there. They cook. Her and her boyfriend, they cook every day. Every day. Always food in there. Always food. Food on top of food. And then I said, well, we got to get out of here. Because I'm not going to be able to drop this weight for summer. It's going to be a problem for me. Over here is different. My eating habits are different. I eat lighter. I eat one meal a day. That's it. Little fruit. Watermelon is fantastic. Because watermelon, I can eat that all day because there's plenty of water in it. Fills you up. I like to eat that in the summertime. But that's what I have. Mostly if I'm eating hot dogs, I'll have 2 hot dogs. I don't eat breakfast, so I have 2 hot dogs in the afternoon. That's it. So I need, my main thing is telling yourself, no, you can't have it. You don't need it. That's what my bad habit, constantly eating. And the prednisone they have me on constantly makes you eat. If you want to bulk up weight quick, that'll do it quick. Prednisone will do it. But then they gave me water pills when my feet swelled up, so that also dropped weight for me. So I was like, figure a way to combine these suckers together. Got an interesting combination, and yeah. So bottom line, most of the time it's discipline. Tell yourself, no, you can't have it. Can't have that. Can't have this. Can't have this. Can't have that. On top of that, with respiratory issues, yeah, you definitely have to have real healthy lungs. Because again, yeah, that breathing kind of helps out there. Have your lungs and everything. I don't know how people. I'm not trying to be rude here, disrespectful, but I don't know how people can be overweight and have respiratory, because that stuff, man, it's crazy. When I was on the prednisone made me gain weight so fast, so quick. It was like impossible for me to breathe. When you guys want me to take this crap every freaking day, heck no, I'm not taking it. So 40 milligrams every day. My weight shot through the roof. So you want me to take something every day that's going to make me bigger, that eventually is going to end up killing me either way. I'm good. You have to manage it yourself when you need it, when you don't need it. That's why I don't listen to doctors. They tell me with that. Well, so how does that make you feel? You're the doctor. You tell me. You don't want to got the diploma sitting on the wall. Well, that's what I'm supposed to tell you. Ain't there right, Taco Bear? Rawr. You want the window open? You want the window open, Taco Bear? Do you want the window open? Like, rawr. Rawr. I need the window open. Rawr. There you go. Let's set up the area here. You know, I don't gotta go right now, so we'll get him set up. He got a nice little comfort I put up there for him so he can sit in the window and chill. The window sofa. I'll pick him up. inspector, Indian collector. Yes, you are, Mr. Taco. Yes, you are. Collector and the inspector. Got picking up another retro pie. My sister's son's a huge freaking gamer, and he's always wanted a retro pie, so I gave him mine. He blew his mind. He was like, "Oh my god!" Like, he'll never leave this room, never. Yeah, because he'd been there on that retro pie all day long. Like so many games he's never got a chance to experience and play. And I'll never get time to play with it anyway, because I'm always working and doing something. So, you know, that gives him something for me to check out. Got a little jazz music playing. This is my music right here, people. I love jazz. It's funny how my father listened to this stuff, and I thought this was the most torturous music I ever listened to. And then you get older, you realize that ain't all that bad. It's nice. It's real nice. This is what I listen to all day, my lounge music. Hey, if I'm feeling a little bit more hyped up, we put in some Frank Sinatra. That's what we do. That's how beautiful this is, people. We get up in the morning in our $500 projector. Watch the sun come up, peek through the windows. Watch Chaco do the inspecting of the neighborhood again for the 500th time. Watch our fish flow by. No worries. You know why I did that video yesterday? God is good. My ink came. I told you. It don't make a difference what money, how much money we make in a day, or this, that, and the other. That ink, man, is more to me. I balked off. As a matter of fact, I found a company, even more of a bigger blessing, that's not going to cost me $62 every time I go buy from HP. I found another company that's much cheaper. It's $34. And this is the XXL, $32 for the black and the color. When I was paying like almost 60, 70 bucks. So I bulked up. I ain't got to worry about ink anymore. What you watching outside? Oh, the squirrels. Oh, the squirrels. Hopefully we feed some birds over there. Yeah, we got that thing in the house. I can't stand saying that word permission. Permission. That ain't gonna work anymore. Yeah, we're not gonna be alone. Got 9 more months to go. We're gonna get a house. We're definitely gonna get a house. I don't like the fact saying that can I put a bird feeder out there for permission? No, I'm not doing it no more. After we're out here, we out. Get our place, we do what we want to do. That's what I'm ready to do. Yeah, I do miss having a house. Just a lot more power. I'm gonna get my own. Actually, I'm not renting this time, I'm buying. I'm definitely buying. That seems exactly what I want. But at least I can say I did live in an apartment. I had the experience because this is a nice place, so. A nice place. But it's not for me. With some of the tenants I was talking to yesterday were like, it's how you like it. I said, it's nice. I'm not gonna badmouth. It's a nice place, it really is. You know. But you know, I'm not gonna be alone. I'm gonna go get a house. Or anything, I haven't been in that long. I wasn't planning to be that long. This was just a place for me. I'm not telling them that, but I might tell y'all that this was a place for me to just settle in, so I can get a lay of the land, see what I'm dealing with down here. It took me about a year to go look through what I want down here, see what they got down here, what's to offer, what's not to do business with, to do business with. Really no idea what I'm dealing with down here. If you're gonna drop down to get a house, renting a house is expensive. It is very expensive. And I don't want to drop money on something that, again, at the end of the day, that is gonna cost me a lot of money. There, I can sit here and chill, come in and out. I don't have any of the work that I have to go through with a house. You're responsible for front, you're responsible for back, lawn care, all that stuff. So it's something I can sit in, just chill, relax, and then just get a chance to look around. So, been here I say roughly a couple months. I already seen what I want to buy and what I want to get, and even found a house while I was down here. And we're blessed to get a couple of storefronts. A couple of storefronts I'm looking at right now. I'm going to be getting this summer. So I had a few of the tenants in here looking at the screen, and they're just blown away by it. The guy upstairs, he's getting one upstairs and over top him for him and his kids to watch movies. They were just shocked and awed at the fact that the screen's black, number one, and the fact that I can sit here in a fully lit environment and I can watch my screen. Some of them have projectors in here on white walls, on white screens, and they got to turn the lights out. I can sit here in a fully lit environment and watch. Kind of hard to say fully lit environment when your lights ain't on. Now we're in a fully lit environment. There we go. That's what shocks people when they see the technology. It's the protocol of projectors that you have to be stuck in the dark. Your picture quality is going to drop, it's going to be poor, this, that, and the other, blah, blah. That's the protocol. The protocol is what's going to make us rich. Because we don't need the protocol. The whole stereotype, if you get a projector, you're stuck in a dark environment and that's how it's got to be. No, we break that mold right from the door. So when they came here, like, wait, I can have this in a giant screen in your home in a fully lit environment. That's one of the things I like about the apartment. People can just come down, walk right into my apartment and go, ooh, what the freak? Yeah, there you go. They're right here. And a lot of these people in this building are connected. A lot of people in this building have businesses and they do businesses on the side. Matter of fact, one of the guys actually works for the restaurant right across the street from me. And they've been talking about putting a screen in there. So they spend the money for that little TV they got in there. So Taco, pretty soon we'll be on our acreage. Well, at least I know now. Should just paint the whole wall. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just paint the whole wall. I'm going to start working on my blueprints for my custom-made stand we're going to put here. I'm putting a docking station for two V21 cases, one with the PS5 modification, one with my gaming PC on this tie. Sadly, we will not be getting the 4090. I'm sorry, 4090? The 4090, yeah, 4090, yeah, 4090 we'll be getting that because they catch fire. Till they get that crap fixed, and still I'm going to be skeptical about having that because that thing's still going to freak me out anyway. But anyway, so we're just going to get the 3090s in. So I'll put this right here, gaming PC, PS5, and in the middle, the P5, black model. And underneath we'll have our Taco Express train running through. In the right taco. All right, let me go see when the package is, if I have any food coming in. And I got to get to the post office. I got packages to drop off. I got to be there. Post office closes at 1 a day, and I plan to be there early. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you for your time. I have to go in. God bless.